Thomas, it's up for grabs now.
Magic ball from Bergkamp to Patrick Vieira.
Oh, would you believe it? Oh, right, what a way to get it.
Fabulous solo goal by Thierry Henry.
Afternoon, everybody. Welcome again to another episode of something that Lev has called News Lounge. It's part of the shows that we do at Arsenal Lounge. So Lev should take credit for that. We're just coming on today to obviously discuss a few different things. One of them obviously is the game that happened yesterday. Unfortunately, the result didn't go our way. And there's a couple of things that we want to touch base on. The bulk of Wednesday's game, the bulk of yesterday's game, we're going to leave to Wednesday. And as you all know, Wednesday, 6:30, we've got a real talk show. We're going to do an early one this week because of the Arsenal-Southampton game. We're going to have, obviously, Turkish going to be with us. We're going to have Craig from Same Old Arsenal podcast. He's going to join us as well. There's another addition to the Arsenal Lounge team, which we'll give you guys more info on that later. So we're going to have another show with a couple of really, really nice guys, and they're quite popular, so you guys all know them, I think. And we're going to do that on Sundays. So, Lev, my friend, my fellow lounger, my fellow YouTuber, how you feeling, man? You feeling better? You calm down a bit?
Before we start, you've always got my back with these things. I'll do the same with you. Before we start, obviously, I want to send my condolences out and RIP to Gerard Houllier. Massive manager for Liverpool. When they were in a similar situation to us, he took over, steadied the ship, and brought a new era to them. So, you know, feeling all the outcry for Liverpool fans and condolences. What's that?
He was good friends with Arsene Wenger as well.
Yeah, he would be. He's done a lot for French football, that man. And he's done a lot for Liverpool. Underestimated, in my opinion. But, listen, we'll move forward with this. And obviously, thanks for setting this up because, like, I felt, you know what? Like, you know how the other channels, they jump on things straight away, etc. We try to keep a level head and not be reactionary. So I'm kind of glad we waited the 24 hours, because if I went on yesterday, you heard some of my voice messages from last night. So, you know, I'm quite happy that I didn't do that. But I'm disappointed, I'm disgusted, I'm fuming, I'm all the things you could think of as a fan. But I'll let you start off with the questions, and you know, I'll go the direction you want to go on. Kesh, how you doing, bro? By the way,
I just want to give shout out to a couple of people that are in the comments, or everybody that was in the comments. Kesh, brother, I hope you're good. Abidjan Aslan, that's a Turkish thing for you, brother. Big Gunner, Tahir, you know, you guys have always been with us. I've got AQ, that I think he was there earlier, that he put something on. Shout out to you all. Just please hit the like buttons, support us, and help us grow this channel a bit more.
Aslan, you're not far off the truth, by the way, man.
I wanna start off like this, Lev. Do you think had Xhaka not done what he did, we would have won that game? And we would have had a possibly different conversation.
Yes, is my answer. Right, and I'll tell you why. Right, I know that, you know, we haven't really seen the best performances from us over the last few weeks or over the last few months, even. But you cannot deny that, especially second half, we were looking like we were getting on top. We were creating chances. Listen. They were not going to get, in my opinion, they were not going to win that game, right? And they don't have the best of midfields. So if Xhaka had stayed on, as much as I don't rate him, I think we would have won that game. However,
so you were okay with the performance?
No, I wasn't okay with it, but I've seen worse. I've seen worse. I've seen worse. And I actually saw for once we were creating some chances. You cannot deny that we were making some chances and should have been a couple of goals up. However, would I have played with Xhaka in midfield? Would I have played with Bellerin in midfield? Would I have played with Holding in defence? Would I have played with Willian? Would I have played with the same players that let me down over and over again? No. No.
Do you think the ref could have done better?
What?
It was a harsh sending off. And also, should El Neni have gone as well?
Well, the thing about El Neni is we discussed this earlier, innit? And it wasn't in play, was it? It was a corner was about to be taken. I think it was like off the ball incident. Yeah. If it was during play, I would have 100% said by the letter of the law, he would have gone as well. And that would have been a penalty if that was in open play. However, did the ref do anything wrong? No, I don't think he did. Xhaka made the ref's life easy. He made his decision easy. We already know that they're all over this shit. We already know that they analyze everything, and we already know that we've got it in for us more than most. We don't get many great decisions on VAR, let's be honest, right? So you've seen what's happened to Pepe only weeks before. You are meant to be our midfield general, right? You've already let us down once as a club. You've already let the fan base down once. Man's under pressure. Your manager's under pressure. And he's so selfish. All he thinks about is his own emotions and his own situation. And he lunged for the man blatantly, got sent off. He's cost us that game. And he's almost cost Arteta his job. My question is, throwing back at you, is this Arteta's fault in the sense of he's inherited all this dross? Or is he should he be playing these same players over and over again? Or is he not really got much options?
Look, for me, I think it's quite clear. Everybody, I think, agrees that we're 15th for a reason. We're not good enough to be right up there. And it's not Arteta's fault that these players are poor. These are the players that he's been given. However, he doesn't help situation by making decisions that are very questionable. If you play in El Neni, I would have started Ceballos, give some sort of attacking emphasis to the game. There's no point starting Xhaka and El Neni in a team.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Where is the creativity going to come from? Not, because right now Ceballos is best of what we have available. So that is, you can go back to Arteta. What Xhaka did, that's got nothing to do with the manager. That's just a stupidity on his side. Arteta can set up a team and send them out there. Rightly or wrongly, that's a different thing. Whether you got a right setup or a wrong setup, that's a different argument. But Granit Xhaka, who's supposed to be one of the leaders, who's supposed to be an experienced player, in a time like this, his reaction was stupid. And in the modern day, you do one thing wrong, you got probably 5-6 cameras that are going to pick up something that you do. And this is going to lead me to my next point, Lev, and the point is Xhaka's reaction, is that out of frustration of the whole thing? Of anything that has been happening in a football club? I'm not defending him, by the way. Yeah. I'm not defending him, and I'm not saying, find an excuse for him. No, not at all. Because point being, and let me put something on the screen. Right. This is Chris Whitley. He's a very respectable journalist. He works, I think, for Football.London, which is an online paper. I don't know if you've seen this level or not.
Didn't he do a thread on your plane? Isn't it the same guy?
No, that's not it.
Go on.
Basically, he's done a piece on the dressing room crisis that is an Arsenal Football Club, right? So one senior player doesn't talk to Arteta anymore, and these are all allegedly. This is not, these are allegedly. And this senior player is David Luiz. The influence that Ozil and Socrates yield over the squad, Arteta told the squad he will destroy whoever is behind the leaks, right? Arsenal obviously have strongly denied that there's any issues between Mikel Arteta and David Luiz. Representative Brazilian has been in touch with the following statement, which obviously David Luiz has denied strongly any issues With David Luiz had similar sort of issue with Frank Lampard towards the end, if I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, look, we did discuss. There was that rumor, weren't we? We were saying from before.
This is my point, right? What Granit Xhaka did, right? Has that come up because all of this is happening in the background? And I've read this article in details. Basically, it says that players are not happy with the way Ozil has been treated, with the way Socrates has been treated, with the way Pepe has been treated after he got sent off, right? And there is issue. I said this to you about a month and a half ago, that there seems to be problems in the dressing room. Players they don't seem to be functioning properly. And when reports like this come out, right, you have to think, if everything that is being said here, assuming is true, right, then surely it will affect what's happening on a football pitch. And I'm not excusing what Xhaka did, but that could have potentially, that few things that has built up, and they got to a point where he's lost control of himself and he's grabbed the guy and so on and so from there. So what do you make of this report that has come out? And obviously, before you go, going back to the last show we did together about the report that also came out that Arteta has got 3 games to save his job. And I personally thought that Burnley was the only game that he could realistically get something out of and then build on to approach Southampton. And he's now lost that. I can't see us beating Southampton because Southampton are on form. They're 3rd or 4th on the league. And then we go to Everton away, which is also a problem ground. It's not easy, right? So what do you make of this article? What's your thoughts on this?
You know already from previous shows that we've done that we were looking into this, weren't we? From like months ago. We heard from insiders who had obviously spoken to certain players and whatever. You know what it's like in this YouTube thing. We're still new to it, but people speak to people that speak to people, right? So you never know what to believe. But we'd heard from time ago that this whole Ozil situation had created a divide. Remember, we said that it was the more senior players, they were not happy because they didn't believe it was a footballing decision, which then created this sort of unrest and divide within the camp. If it's not a footballing decision, you can understand why it's happened, right? And there's certain mans that are sort of more loyal to him and from German heritage as well and played in Germany for years that are backing him. And it wouldn't be surprising me because David Luiz is a more senior guy. He probably knows Ozil over the years and played against him many, many times. It wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't like it, especially with the way we've been playing. I don't care what anybody says. Anyone can give me all this bullshit about Ozil's not good enough to get in this team because he doesn't do the work rate and all that. Have you watched this side? Have you watched this side? Right? Do not tell me that the man doesn't possess something in his locker for the last 20 minutes of a game when we need a goal. I'm not saying he's perfect for the club moving forward, but don't tell me you can't get 10, 15, 20 minutes. I'd rather him come on to open up a defense than Eddie Nketiah right now, or somebody else, Reece Nelson, or so. So I don't care what anyone says about that. I don't believe it was a footballing decision, but this is no excuse for Xhaka, in my opinion. Right? He's been picked. He's been picked, yeah, and he knows the man's under pressure. He knows the manager's under pressure. He's already screwed up once with the club, and we've had to all forgive him. He told us all to fuck off, right? What player does that? In my history, my time as an Arsenal fan, I've never seen one player walk off and tell the entire fan base to fuck off.
No.
But we've forgiven the man. We've forgiven him, right? Yeah. We've seen past it. But every time he plays, he's shit. And I'm sorry I'm using rude words today, but I'm a guest, so I can get away with it today.
Listen. There is no defending of what Xhaka has done. Right? That's not right. Okay? On any level.
Right.
I'm just trying to find the cause, the root of it. I'm just saying, is it possible that there is so much wrong behind the scenes, right? That a player like this will just at some point it's just, you know, it's come together, and then at some point he explodes.
No, he's always had it in the locker, Shaheen. When we bought him, we knew.
But I agree with you, right? But I'm just trying to explore different avenues. I'm not, as I said, I'm not defending Xhaka. or I'm not saying what he did is okay because of... No, it's not, period. He fucked up the game. We lost because of what he did, end of. Right? My point is, everything that I've just put on the screen, with everything that has been happening in the background, then, look,
this is what Neil Isaac... You see where Neil Isaac said, not the last comment, but although I agree with that as well, but Neil Isaac said something else further up, yeah? You can't build a castle with sand. Do you know what, Neil? Hit the nail on the head. I was thinking this on the way to do this. When I went to grab my Starbucks, there's a little plug for you there, right? I went to grab it, come here, sat down. I was thinking, what is the issue here? Arteta is building. Would you build your house on quicksand? No. These players have been a problem from the get-go. Forget all this conspiracy. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure there is this shit going on down there.
There is no conspiracy. These are all... If you understand football, right, you can tell, you can see that there are problems at the, behind in a dressing room. Look at Aubameyang. Right? Listen, these guys are training every day with the mesut Ozil type, right?
Yeah.
And they must be thinking to himself, Aubameyang must be thinking, right, how is it that this guy is not good enough to play in a team, but Joe Willock is good enough to come and try to feed me, for me to score? And it doesn't make sense to me. And remember, players, they just bond together. Ozil apparently is a popular member of the team. Again, I'm not saying this is happening because we left out Ozil. I'm saying there's a combination of a few different factors, right, that has caused a lot of unrest behind the scenes in the club, and this is the result. And, and the outcome will be for one man, and that is Arteta.
Yeah, but you cannot deny that there's continually been a problem with this set of players prior to Arteta. Right, so if it's not this, then it was something else. If it's not something else, it's something else. If it's Wenger, it was Emery. It was at some point, like Neil says, you've got, as a player, you need to take responsibility, right? You're letting your team down, you're letting your fans down, you're letting your manager down, and you don't care. You don't care. That's what hurts fans the most. These guys don't care.
Yeah, you're right. There's nothing to say about this. End of the matter. This group of players are poor. They are good enough for 15th, 16th. Listen, if you take out Gabriel, right? And obviously Partey is injured, right? This is the same bunch of players we've had for at least more or less last 2 seasons.
So why do we expect something different?
Exactly.
But then why does he keep playing the same players? That's my only gripe with him. I want him to do well.
Yeah, listen, they're not good enough, right? And then you got to then go back and say, right, so how is it that we spent £30 million on a defender that apparently is not going to get a game under this manager?
Are you telling me he's not better than Chambers? He's not better than Chambers and Holding?
I don't know, but you've got to then look and see why has Arteta been so stubborn, right? That William Saliba is not going to get a game at all. Guendouzi has been sent away in exile for exactly what Xhaka did, right? Lucas Torreira has been sent to Atletico for what? He's not good enough to play for Arsenal, and we send him out on loan.
Well, did you see the text? Did you see the tweets between Guendouzi and Saliba?
Yeah, that's right.
Right. So there's a brotherhood there, right?
There is something behind the scenes.
Yeah, there is. We know there is. We know
that is now affecting what's happening on the field.
But is it Arteta or is it the club?
Being inexperienced and not be able to manage these different personalities. Sorry to interrupt you. Go on.
No, I'm not. Listen, brother, I'm just a bit heated. So if I'm interrupting at any time, please feel free to tell me to just hold on, yeah? Because I've been holding back since yesterday. The club have a lot to answer for. I don't care what anybody says, right? Don't get me wrong. The debate whether Arteta's management material is he ready now is unfortunate for him timing-wise with these situations. If he walked into a a team where we bought all these new stars and it all started working out. Like, for example, when Pep took over Barcelona, he had a shit hot team. If he took over Barcelona last season or towards the back end of last, it would have been a different story, perhaps, right? It's about timing. But he's walked into this shit. This shit has been slowly setting in. This rot has been setting in for season upon season, right? And all the club does and the board and all of that is they hide behind it. Oh, it's his fault. It's that person's fault. Oh, it's the manager. It's not. They've let this happen. All these crap players that we have that are not good enough, they bought prior to Arteta coming in. But my gripe with Arteta, bro, is why does he keep playing the players that let him down? This is what we're all asking. We could all see Bellerin's not good enough. I'd rather have Maitland-Niles in midfield than Xhaka.
Question.
Why?
Exactly. And I think that goes back to his inexperience. He is now under pressure. He possibly doesn't know how to come out of this. There is nobody around him that I can look at and say, right, this is the guy that can possibly give Arteta some good advice. I don't see anybody around him. Anybody that is experienced or has got enough football knowledge to turn around and say, right, listen, let's do X, Y, Z to come out of this. Or, you know what, I don't know, apparently they do the clear the air meetings once a week at Arsenal now.
Well, if you're going to clear the air, you have to do it once a week. Is it that bad?
Well, it is apparently that bad. It is that bad. And now, this is now affecting what's happening in the pitch. Now, again, we did the show 3 weeks ago. We said he's got three games. Yeah, I asked you this question then. I'm going to ask you now, right? If you had the power, if you were director of football, if you were board at board level Arsenal, yeah, what would you do now? So now against Burnley, right?
Well, firstly, I'll be honest with you. Xhaka would not get anywhere near that starting 11 again.
Yeah, but that's the manager.
Yeah, but I'm just telling you, he wouldn't listen. What you could tell Ozil because of the way he plays, you could chastise him and keep him out of the entire flipping setup all this time. But people that actually play let you down. They could keep coming back.
Okay, but if Xhaka is not going to play, fine. So you already got rid of two of your centre midfielders who arguably are better than what you have. Xhaka is not going to be playing. Thomas Partey is going to be out for the next 2 months.
Wait, that's another point we've skipped over entirely. Listen, I love coming on as a guest, right? Because I don't have to do that. Oh, let's keep it like balanced and hosting and all that. That's your job today. So I can say what the fuck I want, right? Torreira and Guendouzi, yeah? Do not tell me, right? Anybody in this chat group here and anybody who's watching this right now, when Xhaka's name was on that team sheet, and probably Bellerin's as well, you didn't roll your eyes and go, for fuck's sake, these two again, right? Secondly, do not tell me you wouldn't prefer Partey and Torreira over Xhaka and El Neni. Or you could do not tell me you can't put Guendouzi in that midfield over Xhaka, Ceballos, El Neni, right? Big up, why not? There's a lot of weird decisions being made here. Ozil is not allowed to play anymore because apparently he's not good enough. But then Xhaka can play week in, week out, tell us to fuck off, play shit, get sent off. Bellerin could do the same shit he does every week and still play. But Ozil apparently don't put in the work rate. He's chastised. This is not a footballing decision. It's bullshit.
Okay, thank you. Well, you've got the power now.
I've got the power. Right, I get rid. Firstly,
I'm talking about the manager. You're not going to decide on players.
Am I going? So you want me to tell you whether or not I get rid of the manager or not?
Yeah, I'm telling you, what would you do and who you bring?
Right. Okay. Look, if you asked me this question a month or two ago, I would have been still fully behind Arteta, right? But it's got to a point now that we can't sit here just to be on the fence and try to be Mr. Nice Guys. We haven't done what other accounts and everyone else has done, jumped on the bandwagon, Arteta out, selling T-shirts, whatever it is, calling him tapas pulis and all that. We haven't done none of that, right? We have been very level and we've understood the job at hand and we've been really fair to him. My problem with him is not that these players keep letting him down. My problem is his reaction to it when they do let him down. They should be nowhere near the squad. They're the same players that let down Wenger, that let down Emery, that let down Ljungberg for a short time, and they're letting down Arteta. Why does he think these players are going to do anything? Why is it we are fans Normal, everyday people will go to work. We could see this as clear as day. These guys do this as a job for a living, day in, day out. They're in training every day. They see this shit every day. They analyze videos. They watch the games. How on earth are they still thinking that Xhaka and Bellerin cut it? They don't. So at this stage, I've got to my point right now, and it hurts me because I want him to do well. I want Arteta to do well. I'd love for him to turn it around, and if he can, kudos to him. But my problem with him in general is how he's dealing with it's none of it makes sense. Holding plays shit, let a goal in the other day, backing off a defender, still plays. What? I'm on a rant, bro. I'm on a rant.
I know. What would you do?
Arteta would go, right? For me now, Arteta would go. And only because, and I don't want to do it, but only because he's put us in a position like this. But then my question still rolls around in my head, yeah? What is going to change by changing Arteta? Because we've got a window that the new manager would not be prepared for. So are we going to get any players in that window? If we do, is he going to kibosh? Listen, I've heard Hwassim Ouar is now going to PSG. Szoboszlai is going to RB Leipzig. These are two players that in the summer, had we whacked down the cash, we could have had. So this board let us down. You can put whoever you want in, man.
I'm going to let you take a breather, and I'm going to jump in. That's it, right? So, listen, with regards to, I just want to address a few things. First of all, listen, guys, everybody in the comments, everybody who's watching us, thank you for your time. Thank you for watching us. Please hit the like button. Don't forget Wednesday, 6:30, we've got Turkish, Craig from Same Old Arsenal, possibly Lee Judges as well, because he may not make it this Wednesday. Now, what a ruthless board. Right, a board of a big football club. What they would do right now, right, is they would have a replacement in place. They would have had all the conversations, right, and they probably would have pulled the trigger by now. And I'll tell you something. Arsenal, they probably looked at the situation and said, right, listen, let's get through this season. Hope we'll probably do mid-table, maybe another Europa League season. At summer, there's a lot of people that are going to leave Arsenal. Luiz, Ozil, Mustafi. There's a couple of other ones that are in the squad. They're going to leave. We're going to invest some money, get some players in. We'll go again. Right? But he's started to unfold very, very badly with the things that has been happening, everything that has been happening behind the scenes, players falling out, poor results. So now you've got to look at it and see, where is the line? Where is it that I'm going to say enough is enough? I can't, right? Yeah, thanks, Zipdao. Socrates and Kolasinac as well out of contract. Where is it that I'm going to say it can't go? That's it. For me,
we were asking that the last few weeks, weren't we? If you remember.
Yeah, for me, this is the bottom line, right? And for me, the bottom line probably was last night, right? The only argument is that if Xhaka didn't do that, we might have got a game. But listen, when a manager is on a bad run, it's a bad luck here. That's going to happen. Thomas Partey will get injured. It's just not working out. And the club is paying the price, and us fans are paying the price. Right? Listen, if he loses to Southampton and Everton, right, we're going to go against Chelsea. We're going to go play against Chelsea in the relegation zone. That is a little bit difficult to get your head around.
We're not going to get relegated, right? Let's be honest.
Well, listen, boy.
Don't boy me. Don't give me that boy. Like, we're not getting relegated. We're not getting relegated.
Villa at home. Burnley at home. Right? Well, Burnley 17th. They're below us. They've got one game this season. They won.
They wouldn't have won if Xhaka didn't get set.
Do you agree with me that we're on a relegation form now?
Zip down. Leave it, yeah, because the man got sent off. By form, yes. On current form, yes. Do I think we're going to get relegated? Zip down. We're not getting relegated.
This should be alarm bells to everybody in the club. Do I have confidence that these boys would have gone on to say, for argument's sake, yeah, and Allegri? Do I have confidence that the board, like Edu and Vinay, would have gone to an Allegri would have spoken to him. Allegri would have said, right, I don't want XYZ players. They're poor. They need to be gone. I want XYZ players in. This is how much I want. They would have gone, right, cool, no problem. Come in, sort that out. Whether it's Allegri, whether it's Pochettino, whoever.
But the board don't do that. The board have created this situation.
So that's the problem. So that's another problem, right? That I don't have confidence in a board doing this. Going out there, finding a replacement, right? Everything is set. Southampton, poor performance. Mikel, we got you in. It was a project. We gave it a go. It hasn't worked out. Sorry, mate. Here's your P45. Here's your check. We're going to buy your contract. Off you go. Allegri comes in. Players will get a bounce, right? Because there's new manager. There's new things around. There's new training methods. Maybe that will start salvaging the season. Until that happens, it's going to be the same thing. You carry on doing the same thing, you're going to get the same.
Let me ask you this then. Yeah? Is it fair for him to be? Is it fair for him? Though, right? Look,
it's not his fault.
He got given a team where I would say 60% to 70% of that team is not good enough, right? A lot of them are taking home a lot of money on a weekly basis. Now, by the time the summer window comes and goes, January, and some of them can be shipped out, and then by the next summer window, these guys will be gone. I was watching, what was it? Supporters Club, I think it was, with Turkish on it. Yeah. 750,000 a week is due to come off that wage bill once this shit goes away, right? That opens up a huge opportunity for whoever is going in as manager to go out and get some decent players, right? He hasn't had that opportunity. He's had two. Yeah. If you throw Willian in it, 2.5 because he's only little. He's had 2.5 players that he signed himself, right? And the two best players we've got are Gabriel, let's be honest, and Partey when he's fit. So the question I'll throw back at you is this the type of player he plans to bring in? And has our board let him down? Because if he had Hwassim Uwar and Szoboszlai in the summer window just gone, this would be a totally different subject. Look how Fernandes changed United. One player. Why? Because he linked from defense to attack.
Let me answer you, right? First of all, I just want to make this point, yeah? Mikel Arteta was an assistant to Pep Guardiola, and for some reason, Arsenal Football Club thought this is the guy who's going to get us back to glory days.
Did you not think it when he was saying this stuff?
No, I didn't want him in the first place. Right? Someone thought this is the guy who's going to solve the problems. So they were there, they approached him, they offered him a contract. Mikel Arteta probably in his wildest dreams would not have dreamed of managing Arsenal straight away. First job. He's taking a job, he's coming. Now, the personal insult that he's getting is uncalled for. Yes, he's poor. Yes, he's making bad decisions. Doesn't mean we can go and insult him personally. However,
if someone called me Kebab Lev, I wouldn't be happy. I'm just saying that, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying, yeah? Right, so now, on the second thing, my worry, not my worry left is this will get so low, right? If we say, right, we change the players, this and that, this will get so bad that when it comes to summer, people will look at it, even with £750,000 salary, right? People will look at it and they'll be like, no, I don't fancy going to Arsenal. Players are shit. The board is stingy. They're not going to spend the type of money that they need to spend to solve the situation. I'm going to go there, put my reputation on the line. No, I'm going to leave it. I've got Man United knocking on my door with a blank checkbook. Why? I'm going to go there. Real Madrid, Zidane is on thin ice. I'm going to go to Real Madrid. You know, there's going to be clubs that are available. My concern is, as this is going further and further, the more Arsenal is going to lose that pool that they've got. That people will look at, Arsenal, I want to go and manage Arsenal. Right now, the problem, possibly the main two problems are the board and owners and the players. Because you can bring anybody, you can bring Klopp to Arsenal, right? I don't know what Klopp is going to do with Bellerin and Xhaka. If you're a right back, right, and you're what? Bellerin is what, 25, 24, 25, and you still can't get a throw in right. This is not something that you need Arteta or Wenger or Klopp or Guardiola. This is a problem there. You know,
listen, I've been saying Bellerin.
These guys have been in this club for long enough. Bellerin's, Xhaka's, Mustafi's, you know, and we know if they were going to do something, they would have done it by now. If they want to be good, they would have been good by now. There's a time now where the board and the owners need to be ruthless and turn around and say, right, listen, you lot, off you go, and bring new players, new mentality, new thought processing. You know, you got Bellerin is coming out and saying Sanchez was too much because he wanted to win every game. How much of a problem? What does that show? Do you know what I mean?
Can I say something? Can I say something, bro? Right, I've been thinking about this long and hard. Right, I genuinely do not believe that we could, even if we change managers, that we're going to get success. And let me tell you why. Right, for the last 10, 15 years, we have seen a gradual demise in this club. We've all seen it. It started, we were top four, like going for the top two, and then slowly we were just clinging on to top four. Remember those seasons? Oh, we're going to make it third, fourth, fifth. Oh, we just got there. And that went on for about 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons, right? In my opinion, this board has become spoiled. And the reason they become spoiled is they had a manager in Wenger when he was at his prime that was pulling off miracles, and there wasn't that much of a fight in the foreign transfers. He knew most of the foreign players. He was very educated. There wasn't a lot of foreign players coming over to the Prem as much as there is now. He had the pick of those players. It was untested. Then everyone else started jumping onto that bandwagon and paying more. And slowly that started to get more difficult. Then they come out with this bullshit about a new self-sustaining model. And I think Wenger had something to do with that. The idea of it is great. Right? So you've gone and you've moved. The idea is great until you look into the way football's gone now. Are we as fans fighting our board, or are we just fighting the corporate world in general? Because at the end of the day, bro, Arsenal right now don't care about fans. They only care about their brand. Right? So as long as their brand's doing well and they're making money, and Wenger was making them loads of profit and they were still hanging in there. So I think what's happened now is they're looking for someone like a Wenger type guy. They're thinking maybe Arteta was that man to come in, be a yes man, and just somehow enforce this new style of play that Pep's got that is going to revolutionize everything, and they're going to be starting to challenge again or getting back to that top 4 level, thinking they don't need the quality to do it. When you've got big sugar daddies who are just splashing the cash like they've got a train set and they want the best pieces, and it's a hobby to them, and they're whacking out money left, right, and centre to bring in the best. We're bringing in people like Xhaka and El Neni. With all due respect, El Neni tries really hard. He's not a top flight player, is he? Holding. Is he top flight? Seriously. How many more times is Bellerin going to let us down? Why go and get Cedric? Why rely on Willock? It's bullshit.
We all know the players are not good enough. You know, yes, they've been here for a long time. It's clear they're not good enough, right? The problem is if you leave Arteta in charge, okay, this could get so bad, right, that then when you start to approach top managers, they'll be like, no, this is gone too much for me to come and rescue it now. My point is, as much as I don't like seeing people losing jobs. As much as I don't want my club to be one of them sacked managers left, right, center. For me, it is reached a level that anything below that is now. This is the low. This is the bottom, right? He needs to go. He needs to go for the benefit of the club. Because he's not helping himself, he's not helping the club, he's not helping the players. You cannot see any of the players that this year have improved their performances. There's an argument that they all are worse players compared to last season. Okay, so my argument is, as a club, we need to now turn around and say, I agree. The first problem is the board and the owner. Second, the players. Right? But not going to be able to get rid of a whole team or half of the team in a January transfer window, or get rid of the board, or get rid of the owner. It's a lot easier to get rid of one man, which is the manager, bring somebody new, hope there is a bounce, we'll finish mid-table. There's no way we're going to finish top 4. All of that is long gone. Right? So hope that we'll finish mid-table, maybe Europa League kind of thing again. or maybe you bring a decent manager. Maybe you can have a good run on Europa League, right? And then in the summer, you say, right, okay, we've got a good manager in. All of these players are now leaving. We've got money available. Let's try to rebuild. Whether that will happen or not is a different argument for another day.
Yeah, but then everything that they've learned over the last 6 months goes out the window again.
For me, a big club would have done this right now. This is what they would do. If Mikel Arteta was at Man United, he would have been gone by now. Would you agree with me?
Well, you could say that, but then look at Ollie. Is he doing that great?
Look where Man United
The difference is they needed a specific player, and they went and got him. And that's the difference between Ollie and Arteta right now, is the player that they needed, they went and got, right? And that saved Ollie, in my opinion, because he was on his way out, in my opinion, until they got that man. Now, had we got a Hwassim or and Partey, yeah, it would have been a different game now. Even the likes of El Neni and Hwassim or instead of Ceballos or something like that would have been better.
We didn't get that. And Arteta is part of that problem why we didn't get that. Because he's the manager who's involved in a recruitment process.
He doesn't hold the purse strings, though, does he?
Come again?
He doesn't hold the purse strings, does he?
I don't
It's
care.
like my mum used to send me to the shop with a tenner. I could see something for 20 quid that's better. I can't buy it.
This is Arsenal Football Club, yeah? It's not a third division team. They promoted him to a manager, and they said you're involved in a recruitment process. What is the recruitment process? Identifying the players, going out there, getting them, and prioritizing what you want. Right? So he can prioritize all he wants. If the board and the owners are not getting it for him, yes, that's a different problem, which I think is the case. But if that is the case, right, don't stick around and take this on your chin. Don't come out with your chest out and say, oh, this Ozil thing was my decision. Don't keep playing shit players week in, week out.
I think he tried to be a hero with that one. I'm going to maintain it. I think he tried to be a hero.
Willian. Why sign Willian? What has Willian brought to the team?
Can I just say something?
You can.
Guys, in the chats, yeah, there's 251 of you, and for a last minute show this time of the day, that's amazing. This channel is growing from strength to strength with me and Shaheen are constantly thinking of ways of enhancing the content and getting the best people in for you as possible. And we've got some more big plans. But guys, please, yeah, show your appreciation. Hit those likes. Give us your support. Keep subscribing. You know, obviously you can only subscribe once, but send it out, share it. Let's get this on the road. Yeah, that's all I want to say. Hit the likes, man. Give us your support.
Thank you, Lev. Thank you, Anil. I'm going to put another scenario to you.
Go on.
Right? Do you think, with the way things are, right, we're going to beat Benfica in Europa League?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Right. So that's another reason for you to get a manager to continue that run in Europe, to get that little bit of money that is coming in, because now London is on tier 3. So they stopped the fans going to the Emirates. So that 2,000 tickets that they were getting money for, that's not going to happen anymore. So, listen, for me, as I said, a big club would have pulled the trigger, would have brought in, I hate to say this.
But you're going to.
But look how Levy dealt with that situation with Pochettino. They had some loyalty towards Pochettino. We've got no fucking loyalty towards Arteta. He's done fuck all for us. He's won 1 FA Cup. Pochettino gone. 2 days later, Mourinho in.
Are we not going to touch? Are we not going to touch on what Evra said about Xhaka? Then we might as well talk about it. What does that say to you? I mean, we don't have to mention it too much, but what did it say to you?
Well, basically, Evra said that Thierry Henry invited him to his house to watch a football game, and it was Xhaka that was leading the team out, and he said, "I can't watch my football team with this guy leading the team."
So basically, Thierry feels exactly the same as all of us, because that's exactly how I feel every time I see that man walk out onto the pitch. He's useless. Yes, Zipdao.
Zipdao, thank you very much for your support, brother. Again, much appreciated. We love having you guys around.
Listen, like
Thierry Henry on Xhaka.
Thierry's a fan, isn't he? He's a fan.
I remembered something. Listen, football world is a very small world. People talk. Players, they know each other. They talk to each other. Now it's a January transfer window. Yeah. Can you explain to me? Can you give me one or two good reasons? Yeah. That why would Dominic Szoboszlai or Watson or why would they want to come to Arsenal with everything that is going on?
Well, they're not going to now.
Watson or probably knows Saliba. Saliba would have told him, this is shit here. Look how I'm treating this, that, I'm getting treated. There's problems in the background. Why would he want to come to Arsenal?
Well, you know what, yeah? In the summer, we had every chance. The one thing we always had is, Arsenal are a classy club. They look after their players. It's a lovely place to work. You know, that all that stuff was there. Even that's starting to diminish now. And I've never seen a time where so many players are so disgruntled. Like Ozil is putting stuff out. Guendouzi's putting stuff out. Saliba, he's only 19, is putting stuff out. Yeah? Something is fundamentally wrong in the background.
How can you run a football club and expect to win games when you got this in the background? This is exactly my point. As I said, I hate to say this, but I wish sometimes they move like Daniel Levy. Mourinho came in the morning after Poch got sacked. And I remember this.
His chair was still hot. It was still warm.
This is what I want my board to do. Go out there, get a proper manager in. Say, like as I said, for argument's sake, a Massimiliano Allegri. Sort things out with him. Arteta, my friend, it's not working out. Sorry, we tried. We gave you time. Here's your P45. Next morning, Allegri in. Start the training session.
Okay. All right, so let's do what you said, yeah? Okay, so let's just play this game, right? We wake up in the morning, yeah? We have our, I have an oat matcha latte with honey. You have your whatever, coffee, yeah? So you've had that. You look at the paper, you look at your phone, and you go, what the? Arteta's gone. Allegri's in, right? Let's just say that's happened, yeah? From now till June, the summer transfer window, he's stuck with that shit. What's he going to do in January? Maybe grab one. Maybe grab one. Huh?
Listen. First of all, if Arteta goes, Edu and Vinay need to be sacked as well.
But do you have faith that they're going to be?
Now, listen to me, yeah? Allegri's got a CV. He's got a name. He's got a reputation. He's worked with players. Right? If he walks through the door, people will take notice at Arsenal. My only hope is if an Allegri type manager walks through the door, he might be able to give some of these players a kick up the backside, and he will get some sort of a tune out of them for the rest of the season.
What kind of tune do you get out of these guys?
This depends how good of a manager you get.
You started to see a pattern now. Look, Emery took over. There was a bounce. They just missed out on top four, and they got the Europa final. Yeah.
Listen, you're right in what you're saying, but how many of these players are you going to be able to get rid of in January transfer window and replace with good quality?
I'll give some of them away. I will give some of them, even if it means I go to Hackney Marshes and let a few Sunday League teams have these guys. I'll give them away. That's how bad some of these guys are. Right?
Not really a realistic outcome.
I'm just saying. But going back to your original point, because you didn't let me finish the Allegri situation.
Yeah, to get a manager.
Allegri is historically quite a defensive coach. Agreed?
Not really.
Okay. He's still going to have the same dross to work with. Now, the only thing Allegri can do better is come in and go, do you know what? Actually, this Saliba lad's all right. Actually, Maitland-Niles can play right back or centre mid. Or actually, this player can come into the team now. Maybe he'll look at Smith Rowe and go, he's ready. Maybe he'll look at Willock and say he's not. Maybe he'll look at Reece Nelson and go, on loan. Eddie Nketiah, on loan. Maybe he'll look at Balogun. Look, the problem we have as well now, our best up-and-coming youngsters, like the likes of your Balogans, they're not signing. That's what I've heard. They're not signing. We're looking at Eddie Nketiah instead. So something is wrong, man. Something is wrong.
Good manager in. Maybe a Balogun will look at it and be like, right, I want to be part of this now. Do you know what I mean?
Why don't they want to be part of it? This is a problem.
Everybody in the comments, can you just put one word? Yeah, who would you have now instead of Arteta? Because I know a lot of people saying Allegri can't do this, or Ten Hag from Ajax manager. You know, but
I don't want to see no ban to Sam Allardyce either. Yeah, do not hit me with Sam Allardyce.
Be realistic. That why would somebody leave a Champions League team? Everything is working in place to come to a problem club like Arsenal. I still think we do have the pool, whether we can get them in or not. Now, going back to what you said, Lev, right? This is the only thing, bro, that can happen realistically. A new manager would come in, and as you said, new manager would probably come in, drop Xhaka, drop Bellerin, change a few things around, start playing maybe more expansive football, and you get a tune out of the players for the rest of the season, and then you got the summer to sort things out.
Rafa Benitez, in the chat, I see Rafa Benitez coming up a million times.
Yeah,
would you have Rafa Benitez?
I wanted Allegri when Wenger left.
Do you know what? There's certain managers that only come in when a team is in that relegation battle, yeah? So you got your Allardyces, they come in. Harry Redknapp used to come in. And now flipping Rafa Benitez is in that mold. Oh, we need a stopgap manager. Let's get Rafa Benitez. No, because then by the new window, we're going to have to look for another manager. And then we're going to have to change again. How many more times are we going to change? Get it right from the get-go. We need to sort it out. I don't want to hear about Rafa Benitez right now. People actually said it. I take Benitez, but Allegri left Juve is a positive. Allegri. Clown would... Listen, Rafa Benitez or Poch. There's one for you. Rafa Benitez from Why Not Sentiment. Rafa Benitez or Poch.
If he was one of those two, I'll probably have to go for Pochettino.
Listen, I'm personally, right, and the fact that he's an ex-Spurs manager pisses me off, right? But at the end of the day, there's no loyalties when it comes to getting a job, management and all of that, right? I'm not being funny, but they sacked him and they put in Mourinho, who's ex-Chelsea and ex-United. I don't see any worries about loyalty there. There's no room for loyalty. You've got to be ruthless. Now, whether or not you think Pochettino is right for this job or not, don't put into account, he worked for Spurs. Graham went from Arsenal to Spurs. So I don't want to hear about it. But is Pochettino right for the job? He might be better for a footballing model, but the only thing that bothers me is he's not won anything. And he had that golden generation that Mourinho has more or less had now. Mourinho's taken over a much better squad than Arteta has. And look what he's doing with it.
Yeah.
So
before we go on, I've got a couple of super chat. Leonardo Jardim as a coach.
Oh, Alexander Klapov. Thank you for coming on. Don't think I didn't see your little comment earlier on. All sarcastic. What was it? Oh, don't tell me Xhaka's not playing tomorrow. I saw that comment, bro. We don't do clickbait, yeah?
Yeah, method man. No half-decent manager is going to come risk their career. These players are dead. Wenger signing, still killing us, and we won't sell them. Method man, thank you very much for a donation.
Oh, Nagelsmann. Nagelsmann. Someone say Nagelsmann for the job. Julian Nagelsmann.
Well, look, listen, you need the players. I agree with Method Man. The players are poor, right? So you need a manager that when he walks through the door, right? Well, when a manager comes through the door, he's going to get some sort of reaction from these players. You know, I'm not. Allegri is a name in world football, man. He
is, bro. And like, obviously, I know we want to leave a lot for Wednesday's show, but I just needed to get some of this off my chest, right? The only issue I have with Arteta right now is he's playing players that don't. Right, I'm going to ask you this question before we go, yeah? Because I want an answer, right? Why?
Hold on, 1 second.
What?
I forgot about this. What do you think of this?
Listen, the only problem is man's just been sacked from Nice. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Patrick Vieira. And can you imagine what he would do to someone like Xhaka?
Exactly.
Could you imagine him putting up with Xhaka's ball? But management-wise, I don't know. It's a risk. But anyway, this is what I was going to ask, right?
Go on.
Some players have been given opportunities. Namely, Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Yeah? Hardly ever lets you down. Hardly ever lets you down, right? Who else have they used? I've seen Balogun come on a couple of times and look a lot sharper than Eddie Nketiah and score goals in 5 minutes when Eddie was on for 70, right? I've seen Emil Smith-Rowe come on and look a lot more lively than Willock, for example. Yeah, I've seen Pepe come on sometimes and score a goal and then, look like, oh, we might be getting somewhere. And then the next game, these guys are all dropped. What makes the likes of Bellerin, Xhaka, Holding, Willian able to have shit games and still play, but then players like Ainsley Maitland-Niles get nowhere near, and then Saliba? Do not tell me Saliba's not better than Holding, bro. Don't tell me Saliba's not better than Chambers. You paid 30 million for him. What are you saying about yourselves if you've gone and spent 30 million on a guy that's not better than any of the guys you got back, any of the youngsters or Dross you got back in the dressing room? How are you going to spending 30 million and telling me my man's not better than Chambers and Holding? Are you kidding me? Well, look, Jenkinson was in our team, was in our squad for how many seasons? And we all knew he weren't good enough. Do you know why he was still in the squad? Because he had Arsenal wallpaper in his bedroom and duvet set.
The only thing I would say to that, right, and it's actually part of the article that I was reading earlier, and I'll tell you. But before I tell you, I just want to say something. We've got about 270 people watching. Please hit the like button. And I'll tell you something. I'm sure I speak on behalf of Lev as well, yeah? We're both extremely grateful for your support and overwhelmed. Honestly, I don't think me and Lev before 270 people watch us. And it really means a lot to us that you're watching, you're giving us your time, you're watching us, and you're in the comments. So thank you very much for supporting our channel. It's just, we're just Arsenal fans like you guys sitting here and talking about how we feel.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. We thought about this 2-3 months ago.
Yeah,
if you think about how it's all shot up in 2 or 3 months, it's crazy.
6:30 this Wednesday. Please don't forget to join us. We've got Turkish. We've got Craig from Same Old Arsenal podcast. Lee Judges possibly for our Wednesday show. And then we've got some new names joining us as well. So again, thank you very much for your support.
If only some of these guys knew which names as well we were trying to get in future as well. And at least you guys know we don't lie now. We said we were going to try and get Fabrizio. We did. Right? So if we say we're going to try and get the big names in, we're going to do it. So tap those like buttons, support us, and we'll do everything we can. We don't want to just speculate. We want to try and get the answers for you. We're just fans. That's it.
Yeah. Listen, what you said about Arteta just now, making wrong decisions, it goes back to his inexperience. Listen, he's an inexperienced manager under enormous pressure at a massive football club. He sees these things on, listen, he sees Sky Sport, he sees these, he hears these things, he sees things on newspapers. He knows he's not doing well. Nobody needs to tell him that. But the guy is out of his depth. Somebody has put him there. Somebody has thought he's the right man for the job. And now that exact same person who would have thought that it's a good choice now needs to pull the trigger for the sake of our
trigger. Have you seen how Ball try and pull the last time they pulled the trigger? There was gunpowder in the gun. Yeah.
When are they going to do this?
How long did they take to pull the trigger on Wenger? Yes, Brandon's laugh. How long did they take to pull the trigger on Wenger?
Yeah, bro, it's a nice place. They're good with tennis over there.
Is that what Serbia? That's all you know about Serbia. They're good with tennis
over there. Trust me. There's a question for you, lad, from Arsene Wenger. Do you miss him?
Arsene, call me. We'll talk about it later. Wait, listen. Look at it. Someone says Ian McIntosh. I don't rate Ceballos. I'm telling you now, I don't rate Ceballos. I've never rated him. I don't rate him. He looks all right compared to some of the players, but I don't rate him. I don't rate him high enough for that. Can you imagine? Fabregas at the age of 17, 18 was far better than Ceballos. So I don't rate him. Wilshere was better than Ceballos.
We're going to wrap up this now. Thank you, everyone, for watching. It's been pleasure. It's helped get out a little bit. I hope it's helped you guys to just get out a bit as well.
I feel better. I feel a bit better.
Yeah, Wednesday, 6:30. Don't forget to join us for Turkish. And we're going to talk about these things more in details.
Wait, who's calling us a flip? Oh, this M Muzz guy, yeah? I've never flip-flopped in my life. I always say it how it is. I say how I feel. I don't flip-flop, but we never get it right as fans. Sometimes we think something's going to work and it don't. Sometimes we think something is good, isn't going to work and it does. We do not flip-flop on this channel. Do not call us flip-flops. Yeah.
So Egal as well from Egal TV, give him a follow. Turkish is going to be with us. Give him a follow, Turkish LDN. Wednesday is going to be a lively show. I can tell you that. And on Sunday, we're starting one of our shows back in there with some new faces, which we're going to announce on Wednesday. So thank you very much for watching us, guys. Have a good afternoon, and I hope we can beat Southampton. At least we get some 3 points.
Wait, we're getting bantered by Burnley fans by the looks of it in our chat group.
Wow.
That's how bad it's got here, boys and girls, man. Listen, until this fan base is united and we focus on getting things fixed at the top and say we're not having this no more. We left our soul, we left Highbury with the promise of competing at the top, and instead we're fighting down in 16th. It's not good enough. We can't allow this to happen. If we want it to change, we have to change it. Stop bickering and let's unite and get this sorted. That's all I have to say on this matter, and I'll see you guys Wednesday.
Thank you, guys. Have a good afternoon.